Let's go. If you understand, go.
So before I play this, have we all heard the Joe Biden interview with Charlemagne the God?
Yeah, I listened to it yesterday.
Partly, yeah.
Hey, man, he didn't even let Charlemagne talk, bro.
Well,
And then
yeah.
the guy in the back was like, "We gotta go. It's time to go, Joe."
yeah.
Yeah, you
I
heard
ain't
that?
heard it, so I'm
I
ready.
heard that.
You
All
heard
right.
that? Where he was
I
trying to
didn't.
rush him off?
No, I didn't hear that. I just heard just what Biden said.
He basically said he was the black people's
Well,
savior.
can I play the clip?
Oh, okay.
I'm about to play the clip.
All right.
Put the clip up.
Okay, I'm gonna play the
Hold
clip.
the clip.
I'm gonna play the clip, and then we gonna react. All right, here we go.
Listen, you got to come see us when you come to New York, VP Biden.
I will.
It's a long way until November. We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black,
It don't have nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with the fact I want something for my community. I would love to see.
take a look at my record, man. I extended the voting rights 25 years. I have a record that is second to
in New
none.
York.
Wow. Thoughts?
So,
When I read what he said, I was kind of like, and I think maybe I kind of was like trying to cape for him because Trump just so trash, but
So is
we
Biden.
cannot negate the
Biden
fact
is-
that what he said is trash. Like,
He said, "Figure out whether you're for me or you're Trump."
he sound real arrogant.
see, when Biden
Like,
was working with
basically,
Obama,
vote for me because Trump is trash. We know that.
facts. But see, when Biden was with Trump, with Obama, he had great internet presence. Like everybody loved him just from the memes and all that.
No, he's
But
running around
as
behind a
soon-
black man.
Right. And he was cool. He was he was welcome to the barbecue. Right? Now,
As a +1.
True.
He wasn't, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't a guest because that was somebody's boy. That wasn't my nigga. But I fuck with Obama.
if
Right.
Obama came through, yeah, you
Right.
could bring Joe.
This
yeah.
is my white
Right.
homeboy, Joe Biden. And he just wants to
He
try
showed
the
his
mashed
true colors
potatoes.
now.
The potato salad.
Joy, you know?
I mean, come on, bro.
I think he's been invited to the cookout so long that
He forgot that
got
he's not a
beside
chef.
himself.
That
He
part,
forgot
that
he's
part,
not a
that part.
chef.
Right.
He
But
don't
he's been
bring
so
peach
problematic.
cobbler.
Right.
He don't
You
bring
ain't bringing nothing
Bro, this
but your appetite.
when this clown said the lift every voice, I heard that. The
Yeah,
lift every
that's the plan
black
for the
the
black
black
America.
the black agenda is
Oh,
called
yeah,
lift.
yeah.
Bro,
Lift
who
it.
Nick, who what? This is not an old Baptist
He don't
hymn.
know no
I
better.
wasn't feeling that either.
He
Bro,
don't
he
know
just-
no better.
So, but the question is, are we still voting for him?
I'm gonna vote for whoever has the better black agenda.
It ain't gonna be
if,
Trump.
If that includes Trump?
Yeah,
Okay.
because all I care about is the black community. At the end of the day.
He's rooting for everybody black.
I am rooting for everybody black
Facts.
because if we're gonna be serious and be honest, what has the Democrats done for us and what have the Republicans done for us, right? No one's come and really had a black and brown agenda and really has followed through with it, right?
So you're waiting.
I'm waiting
make
to
your decision.
Exactly. I'm waiting.
I mean,
to,
that's what everybody should do.
you
anyway.
should.
Yeah, you
I'm
should.
not gonna run with Joe Biden because he hung out with Barack Obama. He's a +1, my nigga. You wouldn't even be here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for Obama, did you? At the rest of the interview, he was so arrogant. He was like, "I beat out everybody in this, and I beat out everybody in this." Yeah, because of the black vote, my guy. Right,
That's why he's
bro.
trying to get the black vote.
If you guys haven't listened to the interview, you should listen to the interview. You have to listen to how almost condescending
Right.
he
that's what I'm
was
saying.
during the
That's
interview.
Just that clip.
Yeah.
Just
well,
that clip.
the way I took it was, it could be seen as condescending. I think it was more or less like he was saying, it's an obvious pick.
Right.
Like there's no comparison in who you should be picking.
Right, but
If you're black.
But how much
If
does that
you're
take
black.
away
That's-
from
that was
how
when you
much?
ain't
How
black.
much does that overlook our intellectual prowess or actually what we need? You can't make a lift every voice agenda for five that because you got together with 5 black people and this is the black agenda,
No.
right? You can't. 5 people don't speak for all of us.
No.
Because some of us have jobs and some of us don't have jobs. Some of us have kids who have fathers around and some of us don't. Everybody needs something different. What needs to happen is black people need to cohesively. What did Diddy say? Who said hold your vote? Somebody, was that Diddy who said hold your vote or vote for hostage?
That's been going around for a while. I
Right.
think it was Diddy, the one.
Right,
That, he
but
was the
so
most
if
recent one,
you
yeah.
say something like that, then you need to follow that up with let's have a series of meetings and vote on what black people really want, so that we can present a plan of action for black people, community financing, right? Banking, redlining, all the shit that goes into systematic and economic racism,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Then you have to have a plan. Don't give me some bootsy ass 1960s I was on a slave hymn titled goddamn. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah. And that idea has floated around a while, and the only problem with it is we have to be organized enough to do it. And it's called abstaining your vote. So what you would do is, before an election would come up, you would tell the both candidates, or whatever candidates are there, we're not voting until these are addressed.
Facts.
And whoever addresses these will get our vote. If nobody addresses it, we're not voting. And it's a great idea. We just have to be organized to do it. I will give, and again, Creepy Joe, I'm not the biggest fan of Joe at all.
Nah.
He did address a lot of my main concerns in the interview before he put his foot in his mouth, as far as decriminalizing some of the drugs, as far as marijuana, as far as prison reform, as far as economic racism, as far as systematic racism. So it sounded good, but we've heard that from Democrats before,
Right.
and we
Right.
want to see where action. So
I think
he said that he will have a plan. So I think the best thing for us to do is to wait. And truth be told, obviously most of us aren't going to be voting.
Is it
for
fair
Trump.
to say that voting Democrat has been culturally embedded into black people?
Yes.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
Well, because it's the lesser of two evils.
Well,
Right.
what's the more evil? That
Voting-
other people have money?
Voting Republican.
And okay, so this is what you have to ask black people. What's the difference between a Republican and a Democrat in the first place? And what do Republicans stand for and what do Democrats stand for? Because no one's done shit for us.
Well, 'cause I would argue because the system is racist. So
You're talking about in totality, right?
I'm talking about just in general.
General.
Both parties have issues, and it's like, again, it's the lesser of two evils. That's really honestly when I vote, that's usually what my choice ends up coming to is it's the lesser of two evils.
When is it not?
Yeah.
Think of a time. Well,
Man, yeah, that's
Except for Barack.
I was about to say
That's
when I
still-
voted for
that's
Obama, I was
That's
ready.
that still doesn't. The lesser of two evils is still evil,
Yeah.
right?
It is, but
And we still don't get anything from it.
right, and most people would argue if you don't vote, then that vote will go towards one of the candidates. You not voting is still a vote.
No, you not voting is taking a stand. It's not a vote.
Pretty much.
But
You're
if
not-
you're taking a stand by
if-
yourself, what stand are you
That's
taking?
true, but that's why we have to go back to, like I said, we as black people, we want so much, right? And there's not very many people that are willing to, especially people who have the money, the power to do so.
Mm-hmm.
When Diddy says hold your vote, then you have to give us another a reason, and you have to give us alternative options,
Right.
because it's dangerous for him to say hold your vote, right?
Right. Because like, what are we waiting for?
Right.
For one, and
Right.
then two, it's like if we're not going to vote, then we're going to have to deal with the whole like what everybody else is going to be voting for.
Right, exactly.
So now it's we're really
Well-
our voice is not
And
heard.
you can't. Yeah. Then
well,
people, you can't complain if you ain't.
Well,
if you didn't
let's
vote.
just keep it a buck, man.
And
Let's
then
keep,
a lot of the things that people want to see done is voted on locally, and that's the problem.
bro. You guys really want to, you really want to get into this shit, bro. Black people are 11%, 12% of the entire nation, right? We do have the power to swing the curve, right? But
That's why they pander. to
right,
us
but
like that.
50% of the black population that are males are incarcerated, right? So our numbers are down, right? And then you have places like Florida who restrict your right to vote after you obtain a felony, right? Let's really just talk about all the things that really go into voting, right? So you have to have a plan of action. This election, whether we vote for Biden or Trump, this is an election that we can impact, but this isn't the one that black people are going to get what they want, because we're out of position again. We're still out of position. We haven't done what we needed to do to make sure that we get what's best for us. I appreciate the awakening, but you still have to be realistic about how to go about getting change.
Yeah, and you know what? We will definitely put a tab on this subject,
Right.
and we will have somebody on the show.
I killed that shit.
No, you did. No, you did.
proud of you, bro.
I just,
proud of
I
you.
don't.
That
Look,
was real.
hey,
That was real.
and look, we gonna be real with y'all. This is not the political podcast.
Nah.
Right. Right.
We We got opinions.
This
Nah,
is not.
It-
This
this
ain't
happened.
This
CNN.
is the Common Sense podcast.
This just happened to be a hot topic right now.
It is a hot
It's a hot
topic.
topic.
It's very important because Trump, anything Trump put his name on is going to be a hot topic. So I just wanted to see what your guys' thought on the Joe Biden clip was. I think, again, there's another politician that's pandering to black people when we don't need to be pandered to.
Facts, bro.
Just tell us what you're going to do.
Bro, what kind of shuck and
and
jive
keep your
is?
word.
Come correct. Come correct.
Bro, lift
We don't-
every voice.
Yeah. And yeah, we don't need to lift every voice.
Hey, do you guys even
We
know all
don't-
the words to that song?
Hold on. We don't need the hot
No.
sauce in the
I was about
purse.
to say.
We don't
man.
need that. And we just need to know what is the plan.
Because people be ready to vote.
Bro,
just off that kind
we're
of
still the
stuff.
watermelon eating cooning ass niggas, bro. That's how they look. That's how they treat.
That's
Hot-
how they treat
watermelon.
you.
Hot
Hot
sauce,
sauce.
hot
I ain't gonna
sauce,
say that.
hot sauce in the purse, bro.
Hot sauce in the purse.
That's
that was
cool shit,
that was
bro.
ridiculous, man. Hey, and don't think that we ain't peeped that y'all gave all that money in this coronavirus
Facts.
relief, but y'all ain't paying no reparations to
Bro,
the people that you
let-
deserve
let
to
me-
pay
let me
reparations
tell
to.
you-
All of a
That
sudden, this
and,
money just
came out of nowhere.
Hey, it's been over like 12, 1,400
Hey.
days, and Flint still ain't got no clean water.
I'm gonna
That's
tell
it.
That too.
I'm gonna tell you what's crazy, bro. I read this article. And I think it was Times.
Hilarious.
Or Times or USA Today or whatever. But they said that billionaires have earned $434 billion more
Yeah, I've seen that.
in the pandemic than
Not
they had
surprised.
before.
Well,
Is that as a
because
whole?
who's in
Is that as a
office?
whole?
That's a 34. It doesn't shit. All the billionaires combined have made 434 billion.
Who's in
more.
office?
All right, well.
Who voted him in office? Who paid for the campaigns?
They did.
Yeah, yeah.
It was an
right.
investment.
Damn, you
That's
killed
it.
that shit.
And
I
look,
don't got nothing to
Look,
say.
all it does is shows you that America is nothing but a corporation.
America can be bought.
Ben, your body's a
Period.
corporation.
Any cost.
don't. See, we gotta get Sydney on, my boy Sydney. on here. He'll break it down. He'll tell you about your body being a corporation and
How much everything worth.
man, yeah, man. Look,
Oh man, now we're about to get into it.
look.
And this is not the conspiracy
Organ
podcast
trafficking.
either.
Right,
Organ trafficking
right.
and shit.
Don't get it twisted.
Wait, what are you just giving a disclaimer for?
You know, we got some conspiracy theories.
Those
but,
are
we ain't gonna
facts.
talk about it like that.
No, I'm just saying.
I'm not Bigfoot.
I'm just
my
making
name
this-
is.
this is the
what
first
did he say? My name
episode.
is Daryl.
We is the first episode.
Let's go.